What is up to all our educator friends out there? This is your friend Kyle Howard, Cory Camp, hearing you with another What's Up Wednesdays. Cory, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Excited. We're hearing a lot of great things as the school year is coming to a close. A lot of teachers are cleaning out their classrooms, getting home or testing, getting counting down those last days for the summer. We have a lot of great things in store here for you at Sibme coming up for a year, but that's what we have going on. Besides that, Cory, what's going on in the camp household?
Summer is officially started, so you may hear some kids in the background. We had a, weekday sleepover that gets to happen in the summertime. So all the kids are downstairs because it's kind of a rainy Wednesday here. But we do have many schools across here in the U.S. as well that are still in session, or students may be gone this week, but teachers are still there and wrapping up everything for the year, moving classrooms. I know many teachers who are moving classrooms this year. So getting everything ready for when they come back next year. So, we are in full summer swing. Things are heating up here. Baseball season's getting ready to come to an end. So all the things.
That's great. And by the way, I want to go ahead and announce that if you haven't already signed up, Sibme's Better Together 2021 Summit, please do. It's free to sign up. Great keynote speakers, some awesome breakout sessions. But on top of that, if you are engaged into the platform, I believe it's live to go open now, Cory.
It is.
Platform.
Yes.
You can go and check out some breakout sessions that you want to attend, look at the speakers and be engaged within the platform. And the more engaged that you are, we're actually giving away some free prizes as well. So make sure you sign up and register for that. Our Better Together info is down at the bottom. So please sign up for that. We're giving away a free all expense paid trip to Tulum, Mexico too, as well, if you are engaged. So who doesn't want to go to the beach for two? So who doesn't want to go sit down on the beach there? So
and if you don't win that awesome prize, there's an Apple Watch, there's an iPad. So major swag this year. But yes, we opened our doors on June 7th to the conference. So this is not your typical conference experience. First of all, it's free. Completely free. Second of all, it's an educational conference that really is focused on our leaders, those who provide professional learning, whether they're teacher leaders, all the way up to consultants and leadership organizations, and even folks who are outside of education. We've got some of those. So it's not just focused on education. What it really is focused on is on the adult learning in our organizations, the professional learning that happens. And it is not your typical 2-day come and then it's over whirlwind of a conference. It is an extended learning opportunity. So we have our 2 live days next week, but then we've opened everything up early so you can begin engaging in content. So many of our speakers and presenters have uploaded not just the welcome videos for their sessions so you can start to get to know them a little bit, but they've uploaded some micro content to start to get your thinking primed around, silo busting or being able to implement micro learning into professional learning, or how you organize your coaching structures. We've got many different strands and many, many sessions that are offering content for you to engage into prior to the conference so you can get more out of those live days. But then the whole conference is recorded, right, Kyle? So if you miss the live days, if you are not available those days, you can still register for the conference, get access to everything before, during, and after. That conference site is open for an entire year, a full 12 months. So we actually have several presenters who I've been talking to this past month who've said, can we offer like additional meetups? And what if I want to do like a mini group that's kind of for folks who are still interested. So this really is going to be a community kickoff event where we're going to be focused and staying together around professional learning, not just this summer, but all year long. So definitely register. If you register today, you'll immediately get access shortly afterwards, and be able to get to peruse through all the content sessions that we have and everything that they have. So
Yes.
yeah. And we've been featuring some of our featured sessions. So hopefully if you haven't followed us on your preferred social media platform, whether you're tuning in here on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or YouTube, make sure that you subscribe so that way you can see some of our featured sessions, those sessions who are offering those extended opportunities for learning throughout the conference time. So yeah.
Yes. Please do sign up. Like Cory said, it's definitely a transformational conference experience here. So besides that, segueing on to our next topic, we have an exciting group for y'all today here. And for one, I want to talk about some work that we have been doing, but really Cory has been doing with different ESCs around Texas and cohorts, not even that, but really cohorts where folks can really collaborate and learn and expand on their professional learning. So I want to, for one, ask you, Cory, can you tell us a little bit about those cohorts that you have been working with and those folks that you've been working with in those cohorts as well?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about our guests today because they are some of the first cohorts that we did. In fact, our cohorts that we now offer in many different ways. They've kind of become the hot item on the shelf here at Sibme because, while we have a professional learning platform and software, we are so much more than that here at Sibme, as many of our customers have come to find out, many of them who sought us out for our software and then found out that we were so much more. But Brenda, one of our guests today, had reached out to me after we had seen each other in a conference. She came to one of my sessions at a summer conference last year and said, "Hey, I've got this need and I'd like to offer something. Could you be a support for that?" And what we decided was, we really needed coaches, especially. So originally this was a specific focus on coaches, but it's really broadened to any instructional leaders. And then we also have a mentor cohort and teacher leader cohort now. But the original focus was on coaching. And it's a really lonely position. Honestly, you are one of few coaches on your campus if you're lucky, but probably in your entire district. And there's not a lot of professional learning out there. There's not a typical pathway for coaches to become coaches. A lot of them are, as we've talked with Allison Burnett and her team, a lot of them are thrown into the role and then get the training as they go. And so our cohort we decided that we wanted to design a learning experience that was more than just a one-time session, but really offered a collaborative experience for instructional leaders to not only reinforce what they already know about coaching, but help them expand their horizons a little bit. There's kind of three big threads within the cohort model for instructional leaders and coaches, really focusing on building the reflective capacity of those that they are supporting. So we focus a lot on feedback and being able to identify where that individual is on a continuum of reflection. But then also looking at how does video support reflection, support that conversation, support us in building those reflective capacities with those that we're working with. And then that third strand is really taking our coaching activities, our leadership activities, and breaking down the walls and the barriers of time and space and being able to really scale our efforts, because we have some folks that need our support more intensely, more frequently, while others don't need as much frequent support, but everybody deserves support from our instructional leaders and coaches. So how do we do that if we are the one person or one of many? How do we work in alignment as administrators and coaches together? And so that's the focus of our cohort. It's a 10-week experience. We have a kickoff, and then we meet every other week for 10 weeks. And throughout this experience, coaches they've got full-time jobs. They are engaging in their own learning, but then also putting that learning into practice. We really challenge our cohort participants to implement just one small thing in their practice, whether they are focusing on something that they just kind of fell out of doing, or start doing that in a different way, or they're trying something brand new. And they're able to do that around a group of peers who are going to be able to support their thinking and their implementation, and just get to talk through and celebrate together and work through where it's not working. And so it is one of my favorite things that I've ever been able to design as a professional learning facilitator. And we are going to be super busy next year with lots of cohorts, and I just can't wait for the new year to get started, new school year, so we can get going.
Yes, that is a very trying, and you really hear the passion that you get from Cory and developing these cohorts. But not only that, it bleeds into, like you said, that collaboration piece. And we have some special guests here that can really kind of build on that and their experience and their testimonial. Or do you want to go ahead and introduce them? Bring them?
Yeah, so we've got 3 guests with us today. We've got 2 individuals from La Joya ISD, Raul Luna and Yesenia Gonzalez. I'm super excited that they're getting to join. They were in the cohort together. They're part of the same ISD. And then Brenda Villasano, who is the representative from Region 1, who kind of helps create this. All of these cohorts came out of her request, and she's been a good thought partner and a collaborator, and she's participated in these cohorts alongside the folks within her region for those that she's offered in her region. So let's bring them in. Oh, I keep removing people. Here we go. I took Kyle out. There we go. I am not good behind the curtains today. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, Cory.
Good morning.
Hello. Well, we are excited to have y'all in here today. And like Cory said, Brenda coming to Cory and really kind of masterminding this all out here. So my first question is actually going to be for Brenda. She talked a lot about your work in Region 1, but I want to talk about how does the cohort really support the sustainability piece that you're looking to support within Region 1?
Well, thank you so much, and I want to thank Cory also for helping us with this cohort. I mean, it was such a great experience, and having this cohort has been a great experience and supported our region with sustainability. It has enabled us to develop knowledge, skills, values, and motivation of action. It's not only learning about it, but actually doing it. With the Sibme platform, our administrators and teachers are able to work collaboratively with one another, just like Cory has mentioned before. They use video conferencing and recording, and they get to meet with the teachers, reflect, do a lot of self-reflection. Also, through this collaboration, it's also focused on data-driven instruction and teacher-based coaching and team learning experiences. We also wanted to provide sustainability leadership practices to support early childhood educators and helping them build stronger relationships with their teachers and transform their communities through, again, self-reflective practices. Having this cohort has been a great experience, and it has, like Cory said, broadened our horizons, even our way of thinking. So now, even my own way of thinking, I got to learn so much from Cory, and this knowledge that we gained and the work that has been done will be carried beyond our grant, which was our main purpose. It was, how can we help administrators? How can we give them those resources that they need and build a sustainability not only for our region but also for their district? So I think it has been a great experience, and it's been a very, very valuable with our teachers.
Yeah, I think, Brenda, that's really why we decided, with a big focus in your grant around that sustainability. It was, well, if we're really going to create sustainable practices, then we can't just spark, an interest or ideas around how we coach and support in your grant work the early childhood educators, but we've got to support them as they take those sparks and really light a fire into their practice and start to implement those. And so we needed to provide some extended opportunities for learning, and it needed to feel, and then we also wanted to create a network, right? We wanted to connect folks from within your region to one another, and give another avenue for them to be able to do that. So, yeah. Well, I want to give a moment for Raul and Yesenia. I'd love for you to introduce yourself just a little bit. Talk to us a little bit about what your roles are at La Joya ISD, and then tell us about your experience in the cohort. How was the structure of the experience? How did that work for you? And then we'll kind of go from there.
Okay, so good morning, Cory. My name is Raul Luna. I've been at La Joya ISD for 19 years. I was a teacher all the way up to elementary principal, and currently an instructional coach, one of two for the district. So I definitely know what you mean when you say that instructional coach is a lonely position at times. And before I get into this platform, though, I do want to say that any great platform or company has behind it great people. And so I really had that great opportunity of working with this great person, Cory, very knowledgeable in instructional coaching, and just having this platform where I'm able to share and reflect and practice what we actually talked about was really helped me close that learning gap for me, because I'm really just starting off as an instructional coach, and it was really difficult for me. But having this platform of Sibme and having others like me on the same boat and getting to reflect and practice was really what did it for me. Very excited. I was able to put what we talked about into action and coming back and having those discussions. And Cory was always available to me outside of our regular weekly meetings as well. So anytime I had questions and I ran into some concerns that I wasn't sure how to deal with teachers that were actually in the field, Cory was just a phone call away, a text away. So great experience for me.
Can you close my door?
Thanks, Raul. Yesenia?
Hi, I'm Yesenia Gonzalez, the current principal at La Joya ISD Head Start program. And I agree with Mr. Luna. Cory has been amazing through this process. She has been able to, answer questions that we have, any issues that we might have come across. She was available. We just a text message away, a phone call away. And so my experience has been an amazing experience. I do want to, of course, compliment her and my colleague, Mr. Luna, because he has also helped me along the way. And it's just been eye-opening to see all the possibilities that we have in recording ourselves, right? And in the teacher's recording, and then going back and viewing their recording. I think that was something that I wanted to really highlight because it really worked wonders for me and for my teachers. It's just, again, the opportunity that this program offered to us was really amazing. And so I want to thank also Region 1 for being able to host this event and being able for us to just continue learning. And of course, that's what we want, so that at the end, our students are going to be successful with the new knowledge that we gain, and then of course, pass on to our teachers. So thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear. And like I said, is really, like I said, a testimonial to the support that Cory can provide, or that the Sibme can provide for those cohorts, and continue on that collaboration and connecting those learners. And especially, like you said, connecting that learning gap. And from there. So I actually want to ask another question for Yesenia and Raul. How has this experience impacted your instructional leadership practice?
Yesenia, you want to take that, or you want to?
Go ahead, and I'll answer.
Okay,
Go ahead.
thank you, Yesenia. I just wanted to add that I did have the opportunity to work with Yesenia. I did get to coach one of her teachers, and collaborating with her as a principal in reflecting with her teacher in this platform really helped a lot. So I want to thank Yesenia as a principal and having the opportunity to work with her teacher there. So as an instructional leader practice, as a former elementary principal, we're usually just stuck on this notion of evaluating teachers, right? And we need to focus more on that support system for teachers. And I believe that this Sibme platform, for me as an instructional coach, connecting to being a principal, really helps you connect with teachers at a more personal level, at a more convenient time, and you're able to do more. I think you're able to multiply that X factor of learning, where you leave reflecting questions. Teachers leave videos answering those questions, and so I'm able to view that at my convenience. You know, it doesn't have to be that I have to go to the campus at a certain time and we miss each other because she had to leave. And so this makes it so much easier in instructional coaching and being able to reflect and send videos and give feedback on the videos. And our teachers are able to record also their instruction, and I'm able to pause the video and give notes there. And so for me, providing support, and I believe that every leader should have that opportunity to provide that support system for teachers, because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want teachers to grow, right? And it's not just about leaders evaluating, but it's about leaders supporting and helping teachers grow and move on.
And to add to Mr. Luna, it's true, because I know that participating in this program has also made me realize that we do have to do a better job in coaching teachers and not just being seen also as the evaluator. And I think that's a shift also for us, you know, just making sure that we're available to the teacher to assist in that coaching process, and not just, okay, I'm here to see what you're not doing correctly. I'm going to be just evaluating you. And the teacher may be feeling, you know, that sense of just, she's going to see that I'm doing this wrong, and she's just going to, you know, tell me that I'm not doing anything right, instead of I'm here as a coach to help you to make sure that you are able to do whatever it is that you're trying to work on and to increase, which is, of course, always student achievement. And so the focus now for me also has been for next year is to be seen more as an instructional coach and not just as an evaluator.
Yeah, I want to add that, you know, again, that's one of the big strands within the cohort experience, is that we really evaluate what our stance is as an instructional leader. And with the work that we've done with Region 1 and all of Brenda's groups has been, we've kind of had a mixed bag, right? So originally we created this cohort around coaching, but we've had many more than just coaches join our cohorts. And so, you know, Raul's a coach, has been a coach this past year, but has that experience as an administrator. Yesenia is currently an administrator, but then also wants to provide that coaching support on her campus. She's got to wear kind of both hats. And so we talked a lot about those two hats and really thinking about how does our feedback differ when we are going in and evaluating versus when we are truly coaching, and then how do we work in alignment with the administrator? So, Raul, you talked about that kind of X factor in learning to use video to do those things, not just support the reflection, but also do them in a manageable way where you're spread so thin across a district. If you're having to do everything in person and face to face. And many people didn't get that opportunity to be face-to-face this year. So we talked a little bit about that virtual piece. But I'm curious, as far as the impact on your practice, how you are thinking these ideas around the tool of using video and, you know, using the Sibme platform as that collaboration tool, but then also just how you are approaching your coaching work, how that will support your work next year. Since this year, as you were in the cohort, was such a different experience. Do you see that you're going to be carrying a lot of those more virtual type things into your work next year?
Yes, that's a great question, Cory. You know, as a district, we've been discussing, you know, how much of this year are we going to keep, right, and move forward. And one of the things that we felt were very successful, unfortunately due to COVID, right, was this virtual meetings. It's just so convenient, you know. It cuts time from travel. It cuts time from, you know, getting to a campus and then things are happening at the campus level. You know, there's always emergencies coming up. And so the virtual setting is a great tool that we feel we're going to use as well, and continue to perhaps use Sibme as well, because it has this one-stop shop I want to say, where you're able to, have a library of recordings. We're able to share videos, and I'm able to actually use a platform to go live with a teacher as well. And so the benefits, most definitely, it's going to cut down on our time, and it's going to increase, I think, our time of meeting with teachers and meeting with administrators within those campuses as well.
I excuse me, I agree with Mr. Luna.
Yeah, and I think that it really is that blended approach, right? It's not just strictly virtual. It's when we think about blended learning in the classroom, it's an integrated experience where we're taking the best of our technology so that it maximizes the face-to-face in-person time. So, and then in coaching, that's where we can focus more on building the relationships, building that rapport, getting a time to have those deeper conversations or those deeper planning times, as opposed to just when I'm able to pop by your classroom, it's while you're teaching and I only get to see you teach and then follow up via email. I know that was sometimes the way my coaching looked based off of my schedule with some of the teachers. That's all I could do is come see them in instruction and then leave them feedback asynchronously. And it was usually in an email. So being able to kind of maximize on that. And I love that X factor that you mentioned, Raul, to be able to talk a little bit about that. So I'm curious, you all came as a district team. There, Diana Bell, who wasn't able to join us for this interview today, she's also there at La Jolla, and the three of you all got to experience this as a district-based team. What was this like as a team coming into this, as opposed to if you would have just come as the only person from your district who attended this cohort? Do you think that made an impact on your experience?
It did, and it also helped me because Mr. Luna and Janabel were able to coach some of my teachers. And so that really did help me in, of course, having somebody else working with them, not just myself, but also having them work with them and, of course, share their knowledge with my teachers. So for me, I think that was the biggest highlight, was that I was able to get 2 coaches for my teachers, which I was really excited and blessed. And so I am hoping that we can continue again next year in coaching maybe 2 other teachers, or continuing with the same teachers, because I know my teachers have asked me, are we going to have them again? Because we really enjoyed working with them. So I was really excited to hear that from my teachers as well, that they were just like, we want to continue. We thought it was an amazing opportunity. And so I think that really helped me in being in this partnership together with Mr. Luna and Janabel. And I just see us moving forward with continuing to work together. And like Mr. Luna said, we, would sometimes talk to each other and discuss, like, this is how this is going with this teacher. What do you need from me? How can I support you, Mr. Luna, as well, so that we can get whatever needs to be done with our teachers. So I would say I would recommend for districts to, go ahead and send a few administrators, coaches together so that they can also, communicate and, of course, learn from each other and support teachers together.
Most definitely, Ms. Gonzalez, it was a pleasure working with you this year. And, one of our 21st century skills we're always telling our students is collaboration. And a lot of times as adults, we don't do it ourselves. And so, very fortunate to have the opportunity to work in collaboration with my fellow colleagues at La Jolla. And for me, what that was a support. A lot of times as an instructional coach, you are alone, working alone in campuses, and having the opportunity to work with Janabel and Yesenia was a great opportunity, because if you have questions, you can ask, and you get answers to things that you just have lingering. And so yeah, collaboration is big, and this is a great platform to collaborate. Again, I keep going back to, it's so convenient. I can at the end of the day, at home, I can log on and see some questions and see some videos and collaborate, going back and forth. It's not just 8 to 5. So
yeah,
and building that library that Mr. Luna also mentioned earlier, putting in all those great videos, or maybe some non-examples as well too, of what we want to learn from, and for our teachers to be able to also see those videos. And so I did want to mention that too. I think that's a really great component of Sibme, is to having those videos or that library to share with either principals or teachers as well, or coaches, right? So that they can also, maybe there was a video or a teacher that I wanted Mr. Luna to see, that he would be able to have access to that video and maybe provide some feedback for me as well.
Yeah, and I want to clarify for our audience members, we use the Sibme platform for your learning. That's how I was able to get content to you in between our live sessions. We recorded our live sessions, so if you had to miss because of a meeting or you were out, which that happened a lot this past year for a lot of folks, that you could come back to your learning and pick it up anytime, as Raul was talking about. And it was really designed for you to be able to take it your own pace. Again, that blended approach to your professional learning as instructional leaders, but then you also received access to your own accounts to be able to do that same type of work and implement these strategies of video for reflection, video for coaching and feedback on your own campus. And you got that tool, and Brenda was really great about being able to, we made sure that you have access to that tool, right, for not just the 10 weeks of the cohort, but beyond that. So I think that's really, really powerful within your work. And then, we're going to be doing a round 2 for our cohort members who were a part of things this past school year, and y'all are coming again as a team. And I just think that's so important for 2 things. One, often as you're learning new things, you're looking at the systems and practices currently in place in your organization, and there might be some conversations that need to be had, and that's so much easier when you do have other team members to kind of think through, is this something that I just need to change in my practice? Is this something that's more systemic that we need to address and to discuss in our own organization? But then you're also managing yourself as a learner, which can be hard when you've got a full-time job and other responsibilities. And so to have some accountability buddies who are kind of there alongside to say like, hey, I just watched this video, or I just did this task from the cohort. Has anyone else done it? Just to kind of keep each other accountable to your own learning and making sure that you prioritize the time for that. That seems to be the hardest things for us as adults to be able to do. So I love that you all came as a team.
Thank you, Cory.
And I want to speak on the fact that, especially where Raul said, that we're really challenging ourselves to 21st century learning. We want that for our students. We have to obviously apply that ourselves and challenge and push ourselves and continue on our growth and our learning. You can see that trickle down to student achievement as well. But also that piece where using a platform, especially as those coaches go into those classrooms, usually by the time you get there, you missed it, right? So this allows those folks to really zone in and allow you to maximize your outreach and your collaborative support to those folks who you're supporting. So we definitely are glad that you are a part of this group. And like I said, I was in the last part of actually the last meeting, I believe, with y'all, and the things that everyone really had to say that participated within that cohort were very powerful. And by far, just hearing that this is some of the most transformational professional learning that they had thus far. So we are definitely excited to have y'all as a group here. Kind of leading in forward, and I know that we haven't had Brenda chime in for a second, but I want to ask everyone, would you recommend this cohort experience to others?
I'll take that one. I mean, hands down. I didn't know what I was getting into. I thought, okay, instructional coaching, I need to learn more about that. But this did so much more for me. Like Cory was saying, the accountability. I would see others finishing up their work, and I was a little behind, so it kind of motivated me also to get in there as well. And having the book as well for reflection. That one was really good for me as well, and I would definitely recommend Sibme to everyone. Really, I really opened up my eyes on how I can really serve teachers better at a capacity where it's more of a blended, like Cory was saying. It's easier, more convenient, and I believe that the learning will increase tenfold because of the platform, because of the videos, because of the ability to reflect and just have back and forth discussions at your convenience as well.
I would definitely recommend to have the cohorts. I mean, it is such a powerful tool, like Raul was saying. It broadens your horizon. It changes your perspective, your way of thinking. It makes you build stronger relationships with your teachers, with your colleagues. So I would definitely recommend it. And you form bonds also with different, not only from your district, but from different districts. So I think it is a great experience. It's a great tool that you will take with you forever. It's not going to stop just because the cohort ended doesn't mean that it ends there. It continues beyond that. All that knowledge that you gained, all those skills, all those things that you practice, you take it with you wherever you go. So I would definitely recommend having this cohort experiences with others. And working in teams has been tremendous too. I really enjoyed the La Joya team working together and collaborating because you could see the change. The change is more impactful because they have each other to work with each other. So I would definitely recommend this cohort for everyone to experience. It would be great.
Oh, it looks like Yesenia, it looks like you're on mute there.
Okay, I agree. I'm super excited about joining the second part of the cohort because I think I guess the first part felt kind of short, and maybe I wasn't able to, put in as much time. And so I'm really excited about this second time because I feel like we're going to be able to implement what we've learned and really put it into practice and grow even more from there. So yes, I would definitely recommend this experience to any leader, whether it's going to be a coach or an administrator. Anybody can take advantage of this opportunity. I would highly recommend it because, of course, we learned a lot, and we're going to continue to be learning in the second cohort. So yes, definitely, I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, and you bring up a really good point, Yesenia. I mean, 10 weeks it's a long time to be learning and reinforcing all the things that we're doing in our leadership. But at the same time, it's not quite enough, right, to really build sustainable change in our practice. And so for that reason, anyone who participates in a cohort continues to get access to the huddle, to their cohort members, to the growing library of resources that we've created in that account for the rest of the year, for a full 12 months. So if anybody did fall behind, especially this spring semester, with the crazy year that it was, as well as just how fast and furious everything is in the spring semester with testing and pre-K registration and all of those things. So some folks were like, oh, I'm just like, I need to catch up on this one, or I haven't had a chance to view this video, or I'm behind on this chapter. And it's absolutely fine. Like, we give a lot of grace within the experience because we know that you all are full-time instructional leaders and have lives outside of your work. But we're there together for when you're ready to pick things back up. But then also that even if you were, on top of everything and implemented everything, on a regular basis throughout the cohort, at the end of the 10 weeks, I still feel like you're just getting, your bearings straight. Like, you're feeling like you're no longer a fish out of water, but you still need more practice. And so that's where, Brenda and I were talking a little bit about the experience and our plans for next year, starting new cohorts, but then also wanting to continue a little bit more with some structure, because we'll also offer some meetups and things for cohort graduates, but then offer more structure for those who are wanting it and just more practice and some of the things that you just got to dip your toes into this year. Because again, we did hold those 3 big strands: the reflective practice, the use of video, the blended approach to our activities in coaching and leadership. So this is more opportunity to kind of practice within that, dive a little bit deeper together, and just connect together. So I cannot wait for that to start. We'll kind of kick off this July with a kind of kickoff to the year, getting everything all set up for the school year. So it's going to be great to have everyone back together and to also be starting new cohorts as Brenda's getting those things set up within the region and other regions in Texas, as well as we've got folks all over the U.S. We offer cohorts that are open. We can be a hodgepodge of different districts and states and organizations together, but we also offer exclusive and even custom cohorts now here at Sibme. So something for everyone, I think, for sure. So, well, I just want to thank you all so much for taking time out today, wrapping up your school year and starting your summers. I just really appreciate you coming in and sharing just a little bit about your experiences as individuals and as a team in the cohort. I have learned so much from each of you and our conversations and your participation in the cohort. And so I'm really, really grateful to each and every one of you and everyone who's not on this call who participated in the cohorts. That's the thing I love about them the most is I facilitate the learning, but I also get to learn. So that's powerful for me because I continue to grow as an instructional leader in this way as well. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Cory.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good seeing you all.
Adios, adios.
Bye.
Thanks, y'all.
What a great group of individuals we have there. And if y'all love what y'all heard today and you want to learn more, please like and subscribe to us. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Go back and watch some of the Sibme content that we have on What's Up Wednesdays on our Coach and Replay show as well. Please subscribe to all that, but we definitely have some great content for y'all. But you all heard the testimonials, what the power that the cohorts really have to extend that learning just beyond, like beyond those walls, beyond the walls of the cohort, and just the powerful, experiences that we have there. Cory, do you have anything else to say?
No, I think that's it. It was really great getting to talk with them after the fact. I felt like it was like a little bit of like those reunion shows that we used to see like on MTV and so on, getting them back together because it's been since March. I think it was late March that we kind of wrapped everything up. So it was great seeing them. And again, I'm just so excited to get all the gangs back together. We'll kind of have a mashup of a couple of different cohort members in round 2 within Brenda's region. And so thankful to Region 1 for bringing this idea to us. They had a need and because we were able to be a thought partner with them, we were really able to design an experience that only met their needs, but is really meeting the needs we're finding of many, many other organizations.
Right.
So again, if you're interested in a type of experience like this, and it's not just for instructional leaders, we've got mentor cohorts and teacher leader cohorts, and we're working with an organization to create a cohort that's focused just on those who facilitate group, team, and PLC learning. And so we can customize those things, but we also have a really great recipe. It's got the secret sauce to it. It's that right amount of professional learning and implementation to create that sustainable practice and have an impact on your practice, not just for the cohort, but for the rest of the year. And as Brenda said, forever. So we're really proud to offer it. Yeah.
To infinity and beyond. There we go.
That's right. Well, Kyle, by the time I see you next week, the Better Together Summit 2021 Professional Learning That Sticks will have come and gone. At least the live session days, as I mentioned. So the learning will be continuing. We'll have a wrap-up show about that, highlighting some of our best learning. Again, like, follow, subscribe to us so you can get updates throughout that conference. Tune into our reflection cast Monday and Tuesday. We'll be kind of debriefing the end of those. Even if you didn't register for the conference, there's usually a lot of learning that happens in those, as there was last year. So
yes.
We're going to be super active this next week because of that conference. And so, I'm just super excited. So if you haven't register now. We'll drop some links in the chats, probably a couple links, because we do have an internal contest. And Kyle and I are on different teams and we have different links. Either link will work. Pick But yeah, we can't wait to see y'all there. All right,
Awesome.
Kyle, have a great day. I'll see you next week at the conference. See everyone there, and
Adios.
tune in next week, y'all.
Thank y'all.